It's so easy to build AI agents with Google's ADK. I'm going to show you, and in a matter of a few minutes, your AI agent is going to build some seriously impressive products, and you are going to be blown away. I'm going to start with a simple classic definition of an AI agent in 4 steps, and then I'm going to show you how ADK tracks to each of the 4 steps. For a long time, nobody could agree on how you'd define an AI agent. It was almost a running joke. But a few months ago, the industry converged on a great working definition of AI agent, and it's taken hold. An AI agent is an LLM that's got tools, it's equipped with tools, and it's running in a loop, and it has an objective to achieve a goal. It's an LLM with tools in a loop to achieve a goal. And to take it one level deeper, when we say an LLM, we really mean a model choice and a system prompt or instructions, which includes the context, what style to use, what resources do you have access to. And by tools, we mean customizing our agent so it has access to integrations, perhaps to long-term memory, a RAG retrieval perhaps for Agentic RAG like my other videos, giving it file system and web access, and perhaps using MCP servers to deliver these capabilities. And the agent is in a loop in that it's executing in a runtime, typically being called repeatedly, managing short-term memory, the conversation history, and ideally with observability tooling that allows us to look at what are the messages to the LLM and how is it responding. And last but not least, to achieve a goal. Well, that's not quite right. It's last but most to achieve a goal. This is the single most important factor in the success of an AI agent. It's giving it a well-defined task with well-defined success criteria, ideally that it can measure and verify itself so that it will keep looping and looping and looping until it can measure the criteria, validate they're met, the goal is reached, the loop can end. And with that briefing, let's see it in action. Let me show you what it looks like to do each of these 4 steps in Google ADK. It's a wonderful framework. You know, OpenAI Agents SDK is my favorite. Google ADK is not far behind it. Google ADK is great. It's got lots of good tooling. We're going to try it out right now in Google Colab, which means that all you have to do is look in the description below, open up Google Colab, and you can follow along with me. Let's go do this. And here I am in Colab. You can either just watch me do it or follow along yourself. Shift enter in each cell. So it rehashes the 4 steps of making an agent, and then we just have some tiny setup to do. The only setup is to press the key right here and then add in your Google API key, which you can get from the Google AI Studio if you don't have one already. Or if you'd rather use another LLM, any will do. Instructions at the bottom of the Colab. Now, if you've taken any of my courses, you've probably set up a pushover account, in which case you might have a pushover user and pushover token, in which case shove them in as well. Pushover user, pushover token, make sure they're on as well. It's totally optional. If you don't have one, then just ignore that. Just put in your Google API key or any other LLM. Okay, then I make a quick plug for my courses. You can check them out, and also the YouTube channel that you're looking at right now to subscribe if you want more videos like this. And let's get on with it. We're going to do some imports. Notice there's no need to pip install anything. Colab already has ADK on it and Node and anything else we need, so we're good to go. And as a very minor cosmetic thing, you may notice that Google will put a red squiggle underneath the word await, as if there's a problem with it. When there's not, it's a mistake that it thinks there's a problem with it. You can turn off that red squiggle like this if it bothers you. Otherwise, just ignore any red squiggles under the word await. And now I'm pulling in my secrets into environment variables, setting a few flags, picking a model, Gemini 3.1 Flash Lite, a modern, cheap, fast model from Google. Let's do that. Step 1, we're going to use an LLM as our agent, and it's so simple and it's so similar to many of the other frameworks. We create a variable agent that is an LLM agent. We give it a model, a name, and a system prompt called instructions, just as it is with OpenAI Agents SDK. We're going to call this one assistant. You're a concise, friendly assistant. Reply in a single short sentence. Guess what? We've just created an agent. And now we will create something to run the agent, and just to call it in debug mode, say hello in Spanish. Let's do that. It comes back with hola. Let's see that. And there we have hola. Lovely. It worked. We just called an LLM. Doesn't feel very agentic though. And that's because we've only done step 1. We've got 3 more steps to go. All right, now it gets more interesting. We're adding in tools. A couple of types. We're going to start with a simple Python function. And unlike some other frameworks, you don't need to add a decorator or anything like that. You just define your Python function like this one, send push notification. And it uses pushover to send a notification to my phone. And if you don't have pushover, it doesn't matter. It's just going to print something anyways. So you don't need to send a push notification to your phone. But this is one tool that I'm going to add just by defining a Python function. We're going to give it to our agent. Another one is going to be a bit more involved. So first up, I'm going to write a file to the local disk of this Colab, something we're going to give our agent to read. Here it's going to be, so I'm going to create a folder called workspace if it doesn't already exist. And within that, I'm going to make a file called notes.txt. And it's going to say in it, we're building a simple language tutor. The idea is simple. Take short notes like this and turn them into other languages so learners can compare. Read carefully and check your result before moving on. I'm going to write that to this file called notes.txt locally. And by locally, I mean local to the Colab box. Look, I can come into the file system on the Colab box right here, and you can see that there's a folder called workspace, which contains notes.txt. And with any luck, that contains exactly that information right there. We wrote it to that file. No LLMs involved just yet. Now, I want to equip our agent with a bunch of tools so that it's able to read and write from the local file system on this Colab and make sure that it has to stay within a particular folder so that it's not able to read and write anywhere. Okay, well, that would take a bit of work. We'd have to write a bunch of functions, just as we did before. We'd have to be careful to add in doc strings and type hints, as we did here, so that these functions are correctly described to our agent. So we could go ahead and do all of that, or we could reuse the tools that somebody else has written. And we do that by using MCP. MCP gives us this great, easy way to use somebody else's tools. In this case, Anthropic themselves have made some reference tools for handling your server's file system, and it's called Server File System, and it's an MCP server that we can easily attach to our agent, and then it will have access to a bunch of tools that will allow it to read and write from the local file system. And so we do that by describing the MCP parameters and by creating the tool set this way, and we now have a bunch of tools that we can equip our agent with. And now it comes together. Here's our system prompt. You work in a small workspace folder. You have tools to read and write files there, and a tool to send the user a push notification. Use your tools to carry out the task step by step and stop when it's done. And now we create an LLM agent from Google ADK. We pass in the model, the name, and the instruction. In Google ADK, it's actually called instruction, not instructions. And then we pass in the tools we want to use. And we can simply pass in a Python function and the result of creating our MCP toolset. And Google ADK will just take it from there. These become the tools that the agent will be equipped to use. And so with that, we will give it a simple task, read that notes file, and tell me what it says in a short sentence, a summarization task. And we'll call the runner.runDebug, give it the task, we'll see what it does. It's going to have to call its tool a couple of times. You can see it doing its thing, and it has summarized. We can just print out the answer like this. The notes explain a plan to create a language tutor by translating short notes into different languages for translation. There we go. That is our task. We've only got one more step left. And now in step 4, our task becomes a goal. The goal is read notes.txt, translate its contents into Spanish, save the Spanish to spanish.txt, read this new file to confirm that it's saved properly. Success criteria, you confirm that spanish.txt is saved and contains a translation, then send me a push notification with a one-line summary when the success criteria is met. There you have it. That is a goal. So this time I'm not using run debug. I'm going to create an in-memory runner for this agent. I'm then going to say create session, giving it my username, and then I call run async. I can iterate over the results and print what it does. Let's kick this off. And off it goes, and we're hoping to start using some tools. It's looking in the path, it's reading the notes, it's writing spanish.txt, it's reading the text file. And did you hear that noise? That noise was my phone notifying me that the contents has been successfully read into natural Spanish and saved to spanish.txt. And it's good to see that it did indeed read the file to confirm. That's because we gave it a way to validate that it had been successful. We can also print the contents of Spanish.txt ourselves to make sure we're happy with it. And we could also actually look in the file system and confirm that Spanish.txt has been written there, which it has. We've been successful. Now, perhaps you're thinking, that was cool, but can't we do something more sophisticated than just translating some text from English to Spanish? Well, I'm not one to disappoint. Let's raise the bar. Let's take it further. Let's change that notes.txt file to say, we're building a simple language tutor. Create a web page, and that is a simple word puzzle game for beginners trying to learn Spanish. Make the game simple and fun. Success criteria, the game can be played for 5 to 10 minutes. Simple, fun, professional grade, styling. Let's write that now to the file. That is what's now in notes.txt. And now let's change our goal. Read notes.txt, carry out the instructions, check your work. When it's completed, send a push. And we're going to, again, have an LLM agent. We are going to use Gemini 3.5 Flash for this. You can pick whatever model you want if you don't want to use the higher end ones. And we're going to give it those instructions. We're going to give it the same as before. And we're then going to kick it off in exactly the same way. Let's see what happens. Okay, I've kicked it off and it's off. It's looking at the directories. It's going into the workspace. It's reading the notes. It's reading the Spanish file that's still there. Hopefully it's going to ignore that. It's smart enough to know that's a red herring, not related to the work at hand. And now it's going to be off and working. And look, with this Gemini 3.5 Flash top-end model, it's going to take a minute. So I'm going to let it do its thing. And I'm going to see you when it completes in a few minutes. And we'll see what it comes up with. Okay, here we go. I think it's almost done. It's writing and reading and checking. And there's the push. Okay, it's done. It's time to check it out. Goodness gracious. I downloaded the index.html locally and opened it up, and this is what I get. It's like a full-on game app, and it looks great from first glance. Let's dig in. Let's try it out. I'm going into Saludos, which is probably where I am at right now. Goodbye. I think we can... No, let's handle that properly. Oh, it speaks as well. I missed that. Wow. Continue. Okay. I think we can handle this. Oh, look, it's got a little game where you click. Let's try this out. Amigo. And it says amigo. Okay, continue. All right, we could probably handle that. That's fantastic. We're working our way through this. It's a whole game that's set up with many different levels, with different topics. That's pretty cool. Here we are back at the front again with all these different categories. I love it. It's built out a complete game. And look, I've got XP on the top. I've got a streak. I'm a sucker for streaks. I really fall for these things. And it's got volumes. It's got controls. It's got these categories. I think this is absolutely fantastic. But wait, there's more. I ran the same code, the same agent a second time to see whether we get the same result. Is it just regurgitating something from its training data? And this is what I got. It looks completely different. It's now done with an adventure progress map with different levels. It's got the trademark purple hue that you often see with LLM generated stuff that I should have told it not to do. It's got the same streak thing up here, but otherwise it seems pretty different. Everything seems to have had like a different take on it, and I can't wait to try this one out too. And you should build this and try out whatever games your agent creates. And that's how easy it is to build an AI agent with Google ADK. And I have a challenge for you. You want to make it even better? Give the agent a Playwright MCP server so it's able to test its own work. It's able to play its own games and keep getting them better and better and more fun and challenging until it's built a really fantastic game. Try that out. You'll get even better outcomes than me. And I'll end with one last plug for my courses and my YouTube channel. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe. That's how I know you're really there and that you enjoy these and you want me to keep making them, in which case I will. And I hope to see you very soon for the next video.